I've been trying not to fall. My journey had a long road. Crazy part is that I'm just getting started. Lord, give me the strength, cause I'm feeling low. When I look back at my life, I remember the days I was stuck, I was feeling alone. I'm always talking to Granny, I cherish every moment, cause I know she getting old.
Yo, here we go. What's going on, y'all? I don't even know what episode this is. I think it's episode 8 at this point. 7 or 8. I'm so lost into it. We on our grind every single day. I'm losing track of my own days. What is it? Tuesday, Wednesday? I don't know. But what's going on with everybody? We hope everybody's cool. So today we got a real good guest. We got a guest, somebody that has their own podcast. You know what I'm saying? So we got my boy Fish, aka Shakif Seymour. I prefer to call him Keefy, but he's a man of many names, and he also is a man of many trades. So can't wait to hear your story here soon, man. But before we even get to that, y'all know we got to do the climber of the week. So Shakif, why don't we go ahead, get started with you, man? Hear about your climber, because Shakif said he had somebody. So let's hear it.
Yeah, I had to give my climber of the week to my brother, man. He been grinding. Like we both set a schedule, but he been going above and beyond, waking up 2 hours earlier, going to meet his son and make sure he see him before he go to school, going straight to work, pushing overtime at work, getting off work, picking up his son again, you know what I mean? Making sure he's spending time with him, doing the homework with him. Like, I came home from my training exercise the other day. My nephew, 4 years old, up here spelling his name, talking about some, I get what you're saying, Dad. It was 2 A's, not one. You know what I'm saying? So, like, taking all that extra time to do every little bit of it. And then it's 10 o'clock at night and he dozing off in his chair. You know what I mean? He really climbing for real.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. What's his full name?
Jahai Seymour.
Jahai Seymour.
Yep. So rose to him, man. It ain't easy doing that. You know what I'm saying? It is not easy doing that. I work for, I'm a counselor at a school in the inner city. I know, you know what I'm saying? That's never an easy life. Being a parent, you know what I'm saying? Up and coming parent. And myself, I ain't gonna lie, I ain't got no kids. So I can only imagine, you know, the challenge that it is. So that's definitely mad respect for sure. For sure. So let's get into it. Let's just get right into it. So today's topic, the importance of mental health. Y'all got a special treat, I'm telling y'all. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead, Keefy, let's just go all the way back, man. Before we even get to the bigger picture, and you get to really share your story. Let's just talk about you. So let everybody know who you are, what you're doing right now, and then we'll get into it a little bit later.
Yeah, what's up, everybody? As he told you, I'm Shakif Seymour, aka Fish, aka Keefy, man of many names for real. But for real, shit, a little bit about myself. I'm really from the South Side of Chicago. Was born and raised there. Then moved to Ohio, Cleveland, Ohio, with my mom, my brother, my brothers and my sister. Grew up out there, went to high school out there. You know what I mean? Shoot, played college ball in Ohio. And now I'm playing professional ball overseas in Europe. Just finished my first season over there. Came back this August. Won running back MVP over there. Finally back on the field after, you know what I mean, a little shaky end of my college career, as you know what I mean? But we're going to get into that, like you said.
Yep. So my question, and this might help me too, man, because I'll be watching all the time, but death is not an option. Death's not an option. That's your podcast, right?
Live by it.
What's the motivating factor of it? What's the theme of it? Why was it created? Like, what does it mean? You know what I'm saying?
The simple fact is, big bro, shit, I wanted to die. Every day I woke up, every day I went to sleep. Shit, every blank moment I had, if I wasn't popping pills, drinking, smoking, whatever it was, to not think about something, I wanted to die. You know what I mean? Like, for real. Like, real for real. You know what I mean? I remember going, trying to get my gun license, and I had my certificate. And shit, I remember one time just looking and staring at my gun to the point where I can't even hear the TV. The volume of the TV no more. It's just me and the gun, just zoned out and one, you know. And I remember telling myself, like, shit, I need some help. Like I got to get out of here. You feel me? And that's when it really came to, you know, it came to that thing, and to the point where it was just like, shit, it's not an option no more. Mm-hmm. Once I was able to get to that point in the situation of my life, you know what I mean? Once I went to Italy and tell myself, all right, now I can push this agenda for myself. But I had to get away for a little bit because for real, for a while, almost 2 years, then it was where this point where I wanted to wake up and just off myself and shit. I was on the football field playing at the time.
Yep. Man, so with that whole mantra, I mean, I know why, you got to that point. But before even then, I know you had dealt with a lot of things. So let's talk a little bit about your past, man. Like, let's talk about life in Chicago. Let's talk about life in Cleveland, and then we'll talk about Toledo a little bit later.
You know, it's crazy because my life in Chicago, man, for me it was different. Like, it was amazing for me. Like, you got to think, like, back then it was different. Chicago now compared to back then was different. Like, all the killing and stuff was there, but you a kid. So a lot of that stuff seemed not as real. You know what I mean? Losing my cousins and uncles and people's going to jail and all that stuff. Like, it kind of just passed by until you realize you go to the family reunion and it's really just all the women at the family reunion. So maybe got that one uncle that's on the grill. Besides that, all the men in the family gone. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it was just one of them things, you know what I'm saying? My mom really just wanted something different, you know what I mean? She ain't really want me and my brothers in the streets. That's just how we was here. Just not, you know what I mean, just boys with a mom and then a sister. It's easy for us to just convert, you know what I mean, and do what we really shouldn't. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say my first time having a gun, I was 8. And I wasn't even mad, but I know how to hold it, I know how to use it. You know what I mean? So yeah. I think that mindset at 8 years old is just kind of a little bit not where it needs to be. You know what I'm saying? And then moving out here to Cleveland was cool, but we didn't really move to Cleveland and go to no suburbs. We just moved to Cleveland and moved back to another hood. You know what I'm saying? So it was an adjustment, but it was different. It's not like being in Chicago. You know what I mean? So it was really easy to get away and separate. Mom Duke put us in every sport she can, boy. She had me playing soccer. She had me playing basketball, football, anything. But she ain't want me to box because she ain't want me fighting. I was already doing a lot of fighting anyway. So she really didn't want me doing no type of boxing, you know what I mean? But I was doing it anyway. Like, I would skip football practice to go to boxing practice until she caught me. Then she did it that. So really, you know what I mean? Growing up at that time was really just, I felt like a normal kid, I guess you could say, then until I hit 13. A lot of stuff, no, not even, I said about 12, a lot of stuff just ended up changing at that moment.
Yeah. So after that, what was the motivating factor to get you to Cleveland?
My mom, she came back. We had came to Ohio and like Lakewood to visit my auntie that was living out here. And then we ended up going back to Chicago. My mama like, shoot, like, if y'all want to try something different, we can do that. Like, what y'all thinking? She always came to us. We always do these things like family meetings. You know what I mean? She like, it's your choice though. And all of us looked at her like, hey, we out. Like, let's do it. So really, it was us for real, like, as kids. She put the decision in our hands. So we said, yeah. Yep. You know what I mean? We've been here, we've been out in Ohio since, well, me, I've been everywhere because of football, but my sister's not his.
Yep. And I remember that's the Keefe I met, man. I'll never forget your official visit. We was picking up the car, man. Like, I got so many just funny stories up in Toledo, man. But that's kind of how it transitioned. That's kind of how I met you. Now we at the point, we in Toledo. Okay, so this is the heavy part. This is the part that I really wanted to get to. So up until this point, at least to my understanding, especially after learning a little bit more about life in Chicago, obviously, you know, life wasn't the greatest, but you had that feeling of, I'm still a kid, right? Like, I'm happy-go-lucky. That and things was going at least good mentally up until Toledo.
That's what it is. So I say, as a kid, things was going good mentally, but I think in high school, the mental really started. So even right before Toledo.
Oh,
it was a time. Yeah, it was right. It was a time in high school. We lost 6 family members in like 7 days. Like, we lost 3 family members on my mom's side and lost 3 family members on my dad's side. Like
just like
back
that.
to back. Yeah, like I'm at a high school for a month and a half, just going to funerals, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was like consecutive. This not just a one-time occurrence. When my mom passed the night of her funeral, my cousin passed at 12 at midnight. The next morning, my other cousin passed away. 2 weeks later, I had 2 more cousins pass away. And then the 2 days before the pro day, I had 2 family members pass away. So it's like, it's not just no, you know what I'm saying? It's like one of those things that been happening since 14, 15 years old. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I ain't know that. I thought that type of stuff started in college. I ain't know that.
No, man. The amount of funerals I done been to, the amount of even just friends and stuff like that. That's why, like, it's a lot that going to how everything broke down in 2020. You got to think I had another season to play too.
All right.
And I even, you know what I mean? It's a lot that played into what really happened for real, how it broke like that.
Yeah. So, I mean, before we even get to 2020, like, what was some things that you really learned about yourself, and what was some good moments that you could remember from when you was up in Toledo?
Ooh, everything for me in Toledo was great. Like, it's like for me, like, if it's not my family, I love really 2 things. I love my old high school, and I love the college I went to. Like, I love the fuck out of Toledo. I love the fuck out of all the teammates I had in there. Like, the bond we built, like, I really love being at Toledo. Like, that's the one thing I can say. Like, every moment for me was special. Like, bro, Mom Dukes used to pull up, just come cook. My sister, my twin just used to pull up. Like, my twin felt like she was in college. She just, hey, I'm coming too. Like, you know what I mean? It was just like a big family being in Toledo, you know what I mean? So for me, every moment was great. And then just being able to play from a freshman through on out, winning the championship with y'all, and just everything for me was great. I think everything about being at Toledo for me was just like a really special moment, because the thing is, it's part of the reason that got me to get back over to where I'm at now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? People I met in Toledo, the bros I got there is a big reason how I was able to even jump over this pond, so to speak. It was like quicksand. That's what it felt like.
Yeah. Now you was, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, for anybody that's not from Toledo, not an old teammate that's watching, I'm telling y'all, this is one of my favorite dudes playing to play with, to be in the locker room with. Always had a positive attitude, always had a smile on his face. Always. I'm talking about never seeing this dude down and out. You know what I'm saying? Was always the type person to come motivate you, right? Always the type person to come support you, and then go out there and eat, you know what I'm saying, for himself with some passion too, banging his chest, all of that. So I used to love blocking for this guy, man. You know what I'm saying? One of the best running backs I ever blocked for. Always vouch for you. So, you know, it was definitely heartbreaking for me, man, because I knew, you know, week after week, month after month, year after year, I would always hear, oh yeah, Keefe lost another person. Keefe lost another person. Oh yeah, Keefe ain't here today. He had to go. And then sometimes you ain't even go. Sometimes you lost somebody you ain't even go, right?
Exactly.
So then we get to 2020, man. We had just lost JD. You know what I'm saying? Things already going downhill for a lot of us. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us lost some people. We lost JD, and then Western Michigan week comes. And I'll let you go ahead and just open up a little bit and tell people, like, you know what I'm saying, probably the biggest hit in your entire life ever.
Yeah, because it's crazy, because like I can still remember and hear her voice, the BG gang. Yeah, people don't get it. That year was different for me. Even training as Coach B, the way I took that football year was different. If you remember the game, the BG game, my first 3 carries out the gate was like 15, 20, 15. Like the way I had stepped into that season, my mindset was just, it was on a whole nother level of just football. You know what I mean? And I remember coming back before I even went to camp, telling my mom, my brother, like, this is the year. Like, they go remember, like, this is the year. And when I go back, camp was great. Going to the BG game, my mama come, it was great. 2 tutties, like 100-some yards. Great. A couple of days later, we, like you said, we go into the rest of Michigan week. We scouting report, we're getting ready and shit. November 11th at 9 o'clock, I got a phone call. Yeah. After that, I think shit, all the pain from my age 13 on up, it just kind of all worked into one. Mm-hmm. I ain't even cried at my own funeral.
Wow.
It was just, you know.
Now, you ain't cried at her funeral. Did you cry before? Or did you just kind of never, did it never even hit you?
Most of the time I cry because of anger, though. It's not really crying because, you know, I could say the right situation, I could put it in that way. Most of the time, it's like I could get frustrated or something. You know what I mean? And shed a couple of tears, but it's not because of that reason. And I know that, you know what I mean?
Now, not to say I was out of touch, because I definitely wasn't, especially somebody that, is a big advocate for mental health. I work in mental health. But for some reason, man, I guess I was just hopeful for you. I never even told you this, but like when it all happened, man, I was crushed. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, man, we gotta go out here and go crazy for Shakif. You go score that touchdown. True story. I don't know why I thought this, but I'm like, this gonna be exactly what he needed. I'm not saying he gonna feel great, for the rest, but this gonna get him turned up. And I wanted to tell you, man, like just from my perspective, go down to the end zone, celebrate with you. It was like I was looking at a ghost. I was like, yep. I just celebrated with a ghost.
It was none in my eyes.
Bro, I looked through your soul. Like it was the weirdest, most crazy experience I ever had, especially from somebody like you, somebody that always got some good spirits. Obviously, man, you just lost your mom, right? So I'm not saying I expected you to be, but I just thought you was going to be either crying or like, man, that was for her. Man, it was like nothing. Dude got up like a robot.
Yeah, bro. I try to tell people, even for the pro day, people try to tell. I say, look at the interview I did with the news. Look in my eyes and see what y'all think y'all see. And if y'all think y'all see me, then y'all don't know me for real.
Yeah.
That pro day, me, that wasn't me. And people don't get it for real, like, because they don't understand who Shakif really is, because he always smiling.
Yeah.
The kid always happy. You feel me? Like, for real. Like, I'm always goofing around. I'm always making jokes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm always trying to get people to be happy and up. You feel me? So when it all just crumbled, it really crumbled. Like you said, you was saying right through me. I don't remember. I had 2 carries, 50 yards, 1 touchdown? I don't remember it.
That boy went crazy. I'm just like, man, I can't believe it.
I don't remember it.
Yeah.
My body was running off muscle memory. I haven't been sleeping. I was drinking 1800 dark for 5 days straight before the game. Like, that was muscle memory. Okay. That kid out there running in that Western Michigan game for them.
And went out there and went crazy. I'm gonna have to find it and put it on here for real.
And I don't think, but when I tell people, when I said like this year was gonna be different, I meant it. You know what I mean? Like, for me, I knew that. Whenever I see those plays, like the BG and the Western game for that year, I always tell myself like damn. Like, every time I look at it, even the Western game, because I don't even remember it. And I just be like, damn, like, oh shit. You really was ready. Like, gave up on myself. Like, I really did. You feel me? When I look back on it, I knew, like, yeah, like, kid, you had something. You feel me? But, it's a different route to get everywhere.
Yep. So after that game, go ahead, Joe. I know you got a question.
Yeah, no, I was going to ask, what was your headspace that following year?
Ooh. I ain't had no headspace, big bro. I'm not going to lie to you. It was nowhere. I can promise you this, because I didn't leave Toledo until 2021 July. The end of July, that 2021. You get what I'm saying? And though I was there out there the whole time, I stayed. Nobody really knew who I was out there with my bros for real. And they kind of gave me my piece because they knew how bad it was for me. But they really didn't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? They just kind of just like let me try to, work out of it. They always checked on me though. Don't get me wrong. They always came and bugged me, annoyed me, make sure I was good, make sure, you know what I mean? Like, I knew they loved, like they got love for me. They loved me and everything. Like, they made sure that for sure. But it was just shit. It was so bad that it was no headspace, bro. Listen to me. Mm-hmm. I was popping fake perks on purpose. It wasn't no headspace for me. Everything for me, like, I'd wake up and so I couldn't feel my heart beating, bro. So I was like, I just gone,
Yep. So that was for probably the next year after that. And then you kind of bounced back a little bit. That's when I started seeing you more active on social media, and all of that type of stuff. So as I started listening to your podcast, right, and make sure y'all check him out, man. I'm gonna have all his information on here so y'all can go show love to him too. But as you got to that point, and progressed in life, got your headspace right. What did you mean when you were saying pain is temporary in your podcast? Like, let's talk a little bit about that.
Because I say pain is temporary because like pain don't go nowhere, but you grow from it. Like the pain you grow through, I still got pain from when I was 13 years old. But at 25 now, I could say that I learned and grew a lot from it, even though it didn't go nowhere. So it's temporary, you know? If you look at it the right way, it's temporary because I grew from it and I grew a lot from it. And most of the end results of the pain that happened to me in my past life, I grew from it. I wouldn't have got a scholarship to college if I wasn't growing from none of the pain I was being caused. But I wasn't looking at it like that at the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I remember you said in one of your episodes, you was talking about pain is temporary, and I love the comparison you said. You was like, cuts heal, right? It might take a couple days, might take a couple weeks. You break your bones, that heals. It just take a little longer. So it might take a while, but pain is temporary.
Exactly.
So I like that, man. I like that a lot. Now, when it is temporary and you grow from it, shoot, you could grow from it. But if you don't got the right coping skills and you ain't got the right tools to cope with, you not gonna grow from it. You're actually gonna decline. You might end up killing yourself, right? And I mean that in a literal and in the non-literal way. So
100%.
What would you say that you learned about coping and how to deal with the pain that you got?
Can I be honest with you? Man, it was so crazy because I wasn't coping. I wasn't like, I was trying. You know, you get to them walls, then it knock you back down. You try to break through it again. You keep trying. The thing is like this time was the point where death became not an option for me. So I just kept trying to break those walls of pain and trying to cope. But I wasn't coping. I was you know what I mean, fighting with everybody that loved me. You know what I mean, breaking relationships, destroying my family, hurting them. Anybody that contacted me, you know what I mean, I was destroying relationships, friendships. Just it didn't matter what it was. You know what I mean, like I was being evil. Like you said, like you thought you looked through my soul. Like, you want to talk about evil? Like, without even putting your hands on somebody, I was the definition of it. Mm-hmm. Simple.
Yeah.
Like, I knew that. Like, I could really look at a person that loved me to my face and simply tell them, like, bro, you just get out my face and go die. Like,
wow.
Like that. You know what I mean? Just to hurt them, just so they won't keep talking to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's when I knew, like, I'm not coping nothing right. Like, I'm not doing nothing right. My family had stopped talking to me. So my brothers, like I'm talking about blood brothers and sisters, is not talking to me. You feel me? My girl at the time, now my ex, wasn't talking to me. I got nobody, bro. I'm talking about, it was just me, bro.
And that's a dangerous place. That's a dangerous place to be.
And a gun. Popping fake perks, drinking whenever I can. You get what I'm saying? Smoking when I can. What?
Wow.
Sorry, seizures. Dude, I never had seizure in my life, bro.
Oh yeah, and not to mention, yes, you had those. And then like the car accidents, you know what I'm saying? Man, like I'm saying, like, bro, is my boy okay? You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about, bro. I used to text you all the time. I'm praying for you. When I tell you I was praying for you every day, I still do.
No, shit, for real. Yeah. You're not lying though. You're not lying because people don't know how it really got. Like a lot of people make jokes about like you ruined your chance to go to the league or boom, boom. They always, just try to be funny. And I'd be like, it's okay. Like it's always different opportunities to do something else. Like, and they look at me and be like, damn, like that's your answer to that. I'm like, yeah, you don't know me for real, bro. Like you don't know what really happened. You don't really know. You don't know Shakif. You know what I'm saying? You just see this smiling ass person that's just smiling around you right now. You have no clue what really, you know what I mean? So for me, it's like I don't really want to convert back to the old person, but it's a way to, like you said, if you don't cope the right way, you 100% kill yourself. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You 100% hurt somebody else. It's just the truth if you're just not doing it the right way. And I wasn't doing it the right way for a while. Even when I left in December 2021. even when I left, like when I got to Europe, when I was in Italy, I still wasn't coping right. I still wasn't doing things right. And I was completely alone. Like I didn't say bye to my family. I had nobody to say bye to. I got on the plane with just one bag. You know what I'm saying? Looking to just try to play football again and get my life back on track for myself. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I still wasn't mentally all the way there. But I was just trying to do something different. I just kept feeling like, bro, you got to do something. And one thing I can remember is, hey, you play football, kid. And then when I got out there, I remember my mom used to always tell me, like, hey, like, even when I was in college, every time I went back to school, she made me go talk to school, to little students at middle schools and stuff like that. She always wanted me to be a speaker. Mm-hmm. That's her big thing. Yeah. You can get people to listen. So, you know? So yeah. I think a lot of that stuff, my mom was only 40 when she passed away. So we was really close. I'm 25, you know what I'm saying? So we're super close. So I guess, not coping with it for a while and I wasn't doing it the right way, I guess you could say it's an answer for it, but it's just not okay to hurt people around you, especially if they love you. I think I was doing that more than anybody else. Instead of saying that everybody's trying to help me, I was kind of just fighting everybody. And I knew it, but I didn't know it at the time until later on when I was alone and I'm in Italy, and the only thing I got is football at that point. You know what I mean? I think that was the only piece that I was getting for real. Yeah. My life at that point was just being able to go and be able to practice again and laugh and run around on the field like I'm a kid,
Now, what was that experience like, having a whole group of guys that know nothing about you? I feel like me thinking about you or anybody in your situation, I feel like if I was in your shoes, I would have to hit that reset button, whether I like to or not, because nobody knows me.
It was easier to reset because they don't know nothing about me. Like, even still now, like, they probably know about, like I say, 2% of my actual life. You know what I mean? I played football. I went to Toledo, the small stuff, but they don't know. You know what I mean? I don't think they really know for real. I think the thing goes is I could restart. I could reset. The whole thing was, Keith, you need to go back and get back to the athlete he once was. And going out there for my first year, winning the running back MVP was okay, but I'm looking for more, I'm looking for more. I know what I can do on the field. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's like, at the moment, like, I'm just trying to be patient and not be greedy, but I know me. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it was a reset. It was a reset, a piece I needed. I learned how to just get into myself again, loving myself, knowing what I love and don't like, you know what I mean? Doing stuff that I haven't done in a long time, just being myself, being creative, doing things that just completely went blank to me. You know what I'm saying? Just shit like, I let things go that I used to do in high school just because what? You know what I mean? And I was so alone. I'm like, man, I need to do stuff to keep my mind off this and that. You know what I'm saying? And so I just started doing stuff all over again from childhood or just random stuff. I was going out to play basketball, bro, like 3-4 times a week. You get what I'm saying? Like, just doing everything I can and just some snap. And it was about the time my girlfriend, she was still my ex at the time. She texted me. And the conversation at that time was so peaceful between us. After it was just so heated, just a little bit ago, because of me, But it was so peaceful. But something had clicked 2 days prior to that. And I remember because I had just texted my brother and my sister, and that's when I knew, okay, you coping better, you apologize, right? But I think the next step was being able to admit what I was apologizing for. Yeah. And that's when I knew I was coping. I knew I was coping the right way. So yeah, I haven't cried, but I know I'm still taking the right steps and stuff to cope the right way. Make sure I'm not angering on other people. I'm not for sure, express myself the right way. Because I know when I wasn't doing it, I lost a lot of people that genuinely loved me, what I'm saying? And I can't do nothing to get those people back. But at the end of the day, just move forward and grow from it. Like I said, the pain that you go through is temporary because you learn from it, you grow on, and hopefully you don't repeat those same mistakes. If you repeat those same mistakes over and over again, then you're just insane because that's the definition of insanity.
Yeah. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear you say that, because one of the questions I had was, once football is over, whenever that is there a part of you that is scared of how you'll start coping, or that you'll fall back into those bad habits?
Nope. That's not an option. Not no more. I live by that. That's not an option. You know, I can't let my pain be an instrument of my destruction. I once said that I want in my pocket. I refuse. That person, not the person. It's just not. I refuse to go back to that person. You know, yeah, mental health. You know what I mean? I understand that my mental is serious, and I take it serious as all hell. You know what I mean? And that's why I'm talking to you like this, because I force myself every day, and I tell myself every day, my boy is not even an option.
Yeah, man.
You breathe, you bless. It's not an option to even think about it. So I don't even try to let that shit cross my mind no more because of the fact that it was so deep ingrained into my brain.
I'm gonna ask you a question, not to trigger you. It's because I was talking to somebody else that lost a parent. They lost their father, and they made a comment about this, and I never thought about it a day in my life. Never in my life, but it makes so much sense. So I want to hear your perspective. I want to hear if it's just him or if it's the kind of anybody that's lost a parent at a young age. He said he can't stand. He said he appreciates it because he sees where they're coming from. But he said he cannot stand when he achieves something and somebody says, I know your pops is looking down proud. How do you feel if somebody says that? Like you thrive and you doing all this stuff, and then they say, man, I know your mom would be proud. How does that make you feel?
You know, can I be honest with you? Like 100%, I don't like none of it. Like it hurts so bad. I don't like none of it. Like it's uncomfortable. Like I still just say thank you. Like when people say, like they see me after a while, I'm like, damn, I heard about your mom. Like I'm sorry. And like I just say thank you. But like I hate it all, to be honest with you. And I don't even like using the word hate. My mom raised us different than I say the word hate. If you know what I mean? I hate it for real because the striking pain you get through the center of your heart when you hear it, it ain't worth it to hear it all the time, you know?
Mm-hmm. That's crazy, man. I'm telling you, my dude said the same thing. He said he graduated. Somebody like, man, bro, I know Pops would be so proud. I never thought about that because that's what I say. And I like me, like, just coming from my perspective, I don't even know if I've ever said it to you, but like, just even you, like, if I see you doing something, like, man, I know your mom looking down proud. But like, I get it now. It makes so much sense when he put it that way, and when you just put it that way. Y'all basically said the same thing. It's like,
right.
Like you hear, right? You hear, like I just did such a good thing. I'm thriving. I'm doing so good, and somebody bring up your mom. It's like, yo,
I can't even celebrate no more.
Are you serious? But then, like he said, you guys said the same thing. I still say thank you, obviously, because you know that the people that say it, they got good intentions. But
I just wanted it's good intentions. It's right. Definitely good intentions. But the thing is like you said, a lot of us, because we probably all dealing with it a different way, but a lot of us that lost a parent, probably if we up here already, we probably already have in that moment in our head, like, damn, if she was here or if he was here. So we already have in that moment, and then once you hear it out loud, it's just like damn, like, you know, like it makes everything so much more real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why it's like you say thank you, but because you know it's always good intentions behind it. You know what I mean? But to be honest with you, if I could not hear it ever again, I'd be good.
and I wanted to say that. I wanted to bring awareness to it. I want to bring so much awareness to that across the whole world for real. Because it really opened my eyes when he said, I said, bro, I never thought about that a day in my life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? People are really trying to help, but man, I can see why that's not helpful. It makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah, no, for sure. Because we just already, you know, that people be having their own silent moments with it. Yeah. It's like you just achieved all this, and the first thing you gonna do is you gonna think in your mind is like, you know what I mean? And that's gonna be the first person you think about.
Right.
And then when people say it out loud, just make a reality for them. You know, they're already thinking about it. And I'm telling you that, like the striking, it really feel like you about to have a heart attack, bro. Like it hurt. Like your heart really hurt. Right. Like you say, you like break your heart. Like that's what it feel like for real. Like you can feel it.
Yeah.
And like the way your body and organs work, like you can legit feel it. Like I tell you, like, you know what I mean? So that feeling, it's just not worth it, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Siobhan, what was you about to say? I know you was about to say something.
No, man, I was just going to reiterate the pain that you feel like when you hear that again, like it's pulling all that pain back out. And just like you said, man, like, you know, letting people know and more aware of like that they're not doing anything malicious and they're not doing anything wrong, but it's still pulling that hurt out. And,
yeah, because we know it's good intentions, not malicious at all, but like you said, it's pulling back old pain. like the one thing too is like not only you pulling back old pain, but you pull back memories. And for people like me, if you pull back an old memory, it might be memories inside those memories that I don't even want to remember.
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So sometimes it's like now it can just rumble all the way down depending on how that person or grew up or who they was around or what they done been through. You know what I'm saying? Like it can change for any which person because everybody different. And that's why I just try to stay away from it. But you know, every time people say something to me, I always with the most respect say thank you because I understand where they're coming from. And it's from the bottom of their heart genuine. You know what I mean?
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, man, hey, I got one more question before I talk about the future. I want to talk about your future too. But my last question, let me make sure I got it right because I really wanted to make sure I asked you this. Is another question I had when I was listening to all your podcasts. One of them you talked about having hard work with a little bit of luck.
Yeah.
Explain that a little bit to me because I'll be honest, that episode I had to skim through and I had fast forwarded and I kind of missed that chunk. So tell me a little bit about that. Like, what does that mean to you?
Here's how I look at it. So my whole life, from growing up to Chicago to making it, it's always been hard work. It always has been. Like, I remember when I first told myself, like, yeah, I want to be a football player. Like, that's what I want to do. Bro, I'm 11, 12 years old, like, doing push-ups on the side of the house with bricks. We don't got no money for no weight room, bro. Hey, I'm going to run up the hill. I'm the kid running up and down the hill on the block. You know what I mean? Putting weights inside my shorts or anything I could do to be a football player. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Everything
was hard work. But guess what? I played in a football game, in a mini league football game, had 7 touchdowns, and a referee seen me play and invited me to come play football at a private high school. A little bit of luck.
Yeah.
Those 7 touchdowns come from hard work. A little bit of luck at that referee being a fucking freshman coach at that high school.
Yeah.
You see, people think that everything either a given. People think everything's a given. People say, I'm going to pray for this. I'm going to pray for this. Okay, pray for it, but you got to put some kind of work in to get what you want.
Mm-hmm.
What you going to do? Sit on your ass? If you sit on your ass, nothing going to happen. Nothing moves.
Yeah.
So the truth is, it's a lot of hard work and a little bit of luck. And that little bit of luck is the opportunity. It's either you go take the opportunity and strive, or you're going to take the opportunity and talk.
Wow. I'm writing that down. I ain't gonna lie. I usually keep my notebook right here. I don't got it today, but I that's a gem because of, you know, another way you can look at it. Shoot, I'll tell you what it ain't. It ain't a lot of luck and a little bit of hard work. If it sure ain't that, because you might have a lot of luck. That's a lot of opportunities, but you ain't gonna be prepared. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have all that hard work so you prepared when you get a little bit of luck.
That was my next point.
I love it.
Yep, that was my next. You just took the words right out of my mouth. You gonna do all of this hard work, and when you get the opportunity, you gonna be ready, and you're gonna get all this luck. You gonna get opportunity, you're not gonna be ready. Which one you want?
Right.
I'd rather be prepared to step in front of the lights. And I feel like now, you know, you gotta be prepared because that's why when it was time for me to say that's not an option, it's like, okay, now it's time for you to work hard. What I say? Oh, I need to ask Big Bro about how to do this podcast. I need my stuff to look cleaner. I ain't dropped the video because I want to make sure I do this right. You know, because I said, what's next? Because if you're not putting in the hard work, that little bit of luck is not going to matter.
Right.
Because you're going to get to that opportunity and you're going to mess it up and you're going to fold.
Yep.
And the only person for fault that is yours because you didn't put in the hard work. Everybody's life different. So the work everybody got to put in going to be different. But hard work is still hard work at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It might be a different hard, but you're right. Everybody got their own version of hard work for sure.
Exactly. That's why we can't talk about nobody's life. We can't talk down on nobody. We can't do none of that. It don't matter if this person's father died and gave him $2 million. It don't matter. The thing is he gonna work hard with that opportunity his father left him?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true.
You was born on the south side of Chicago, and you was statistic. You weren't supposed to make it, but here you are at 25 years old, and you still graduated college, and your mama ain't pay a single dollar out of her pocket, and you told her you was gonna do that as a freshman in high school. So the thing is you're gonna really put that hard work in to get that little bit of luck. And I'm talking about 99.9% hard work, 0.1% luck.
Right.
What's the percentage of making it to the league?
I don't even know. Jovan, you probably know it.
Hey, it's
It's
slim.
it's the opportunity.
It's real slim.
Yeah, it's a very slim opportunity, which means everything else in between got to be what?
Shoot.
Hard work.
I'm about to say, it's got to be that grind. It got to be.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Wow. Well, man.
Yeah, man, I love that.
I think this has been a great episode, man. I mean, the last thing I wanted to talk to you about was just like the future. Like, what's next for you? Because you know what? It's something I'll never forget, man. Something I'll never forget. I don't even remember the dude's name, and he's pretty famous. That's a shame that I don't know his name, but the whole team, we had to read his book. We had to do that little workshop thing, and we got to meet with him, right? And he was like, I want to hear everybody, like, what you want to do aside from football? Like, what's next for y'all? What y'all want to do? And you say you want to be a motivational speaker. And, you know, some people got a calling, and I think that you definitely have a calling and a great message to be a motivational speaker. So where's that kind of going to fit in your picture? Is that even still something you want to do? You know what I'm saying? Man, so what's next? What's next? That's my question.
Listen, that is inside of me. It is built in me. You hear me, brother? My mom carved that shit in me when I was like 12. Like, when I tell you, she'd come to me and be like, hey, go talk to them kids and get their head together. They're over there fighting. Or, hey, go do this right there. Go speak to them right there. They need you to talk to them. Just lying on me. Just tell me to go do it. They need me to do this. You know? And she just used to observe me, man. By the time I was in high school, she'd be like, hey, come on, let's go back to this school. You can go talk to these kids. It was just in me. And she seen it before I seen it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I didn't realize until afterwards that it was never about going to the NFL for her. You know what I mean? It was about doing what I love to do. And I love football. I love speaking. I want to write my book. You know what I mean? So for me right now, like you said, my future is grinding for this football stuff, trying to sneak my foot back into the door. And if that, I give myself a time frame. You know what I mean? I'm not a silly goofball. I'm going to work my ass off, but I'm not a silly goofball. But like I said, motivational speaking is in my gut. Yeah. It's inside of me. Yeah. I want to travel all through the United States and speak to every high school, college, every middle school, every program. It don't matter. I want to do it all. I want to travel and talk to everybody and let them know, like, that's not even an option. You know, in 2022, it seemed like it's just going up. More and more people just, okay. They forget that life hard for everybody, you know. Yeah. I think we all forgetting that it's hard times, and we all just, you know, I think COVID kind of isolated everybody and people not speaking their truth and saying their words, and they died without ever even getting a chance to. Right. I was just one of the lucky ones to be able to make it out the darkness. Yeah. That's all.
I love it, man. Hey, man, you know, we're in the process of getting about 25 to 30 kids into this Future Climbers program. It's under AC. It's under our nonprofit. Yeah, definitely come visit and give them some words of wisdom. So just be on the lookout for that, man. We'll let you know whenever that opportunity comes, because we definitely gonna need you for sure.
Please let me know. I'm all for it. Like, any opportunities you hear of, let me know. I'm all for it. I was just telling, because my old high school coach just asked me to come back and speak. And I told him, I said, I'm going to get with you, but I want to make sure I get my agenda, everything set. I can't just go in there. I want to make sure this is right. Yeah. You know, like, this just happened today for my training. Like, this just happened today. So I'm with you. Please let me know. I can get everything ready tonight for everything to finally start getting set in stone. But like you said, motivational speaking, that thing is still on top of my list. And I promise everybody, by the time I'm 35, everybody going to know Shakif Seymour as a motivational speaker for sure.
And I second that. I already know it. I already know that. I'm just waiting on that time. You know what I'm saying? I already know it's about to happen. Well, man, I think it's been a good episode, man. Let's, at the end of every episode, we kind of finish with like a 15 to 60 second takeaway. It's just really kind of how we close. And usually we use it for like reels, TikToks, or like quick little stories. So if either of y'all want to go ahead and start any 15 to 60 second takeaway about what we talked about today, I'll let either of y'all go.
Man, I'll start off just real quick, just thanking Shakif for even joining and telling us his story. I think he dropped a lot of gems in here, and there's going to be a lot of young men and women and adults that's going to be able to take away a lot from this, and how you coped with the loss of your parent. For me, I heard your story. The hardest thing I ever done was with my grandparents. Now, I can only imagine having to go through that during the football season while I was, a student athlete, I would be lost. You know what I mean? So I mean, I appreciate everything that you gave to our channel and gave to our viewers and listeners. And I look forward to having you back on here soon.
Yeah, please have me back on soon. I will. Whenever you guys are ready for me, I'll be ready. You know, hopefully in the next, I want to say in the next month, I'm going to have Death Not Option back up. Nice, clean cut. Everything's going to be ready and running.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? So we back in business. This week we back in business.
I'm definitely going to tap into that podcast too, for sure.
It'd be good, bro.
You got a fan of me, for sure. I was already a fan of you as a football player, bro. I was already you was toting that thing, but now you got a fan of me on the podcast too. So I'm gonna be locked in.
Like if you know me, I'm so rough for real. Like I wear like sweats and like beaters, like I like you got a prison or something. So like when you watch our podcast, don't judge me because it's very raw and uncut. Like it's just me. Like it's really like if
you started though.
Watch the podcast.
Yeah, you started though. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. It's only up from here.
Facts, exactly.
That's funny.
Exactly. No, I really appreciate y'all for having me. Like, I really do appreciate y'all for having me, for real. And honestly, just being able to have this conversation out loud, you know what I mean, with two people I respect, you know what I mean? And Bryce has been just a big brother and a mentor for me, knowing him since I met him when I was in high school, still unofficial, my junior year, so back in 2015. You know what I'm saying? Just all that time, just, you know what I mean, and being able to come to him and stuff like that. Like he said, he really was texting me daily. And making sure, hey, like he telling me he praying for me and making sure I was good. That's why I say at that time, you know, for me, a lot of my bros, you know, they made sure, text me and made sure I knew about the love that I had. You feel me? And that saved my life big time. And I never really say thank you enough because a lot of y'all boys there at Toledo saved my life. You know what I mean? And I really appreciate that.
Man, that's love, man, for sure, man. I used to be so worried about my boy. But my only takeaway, man, I love that it take a lot of hard work and a little bit of luck.
Yes, sir.
You just put it all full circle for me by explaining it like that, because I'm about to take that with everything in life, man. Like I'm just gonna keep working till I get that little bit of luck, right? You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, they don't want to start working if they don't see the luck or see the opportunity. But like you got to just work so that way when it comes, you ready. So like you wasn't gonna be ready if you might not have been working hard. You might not have been running them hills at that age. So you would have you still was gonna be a beast, but you probably would have had 2 touchdowns. Man, that ref would have been like, oh, that boy gonna be good over at that public school.
Exactly.
Like, you prepared so that way when you had that little bit of luck, you was ready, man. I love that, man. That's my takeaway. That's my takeaway. I'm gonna take that away. I'm gonna tell all my kids that. I'm talking about my kids at school, but like even my kids that I raised when I actually had some children. I love that. I love that for life, man. So appreciate y'all, man.
Everywhere.
Thank y'all so much.
Yeah, man, for sure. So yeah, man, we gonna go ahead and finish. I don't know what song yet, but some song gonna be playing right about now, man. Appreciate y'all. I love everybody. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all of that. Follow Shakif on Instagram. Be on the lookout for That's Not an Option podcast. Love y'all, man. Peace out.
I don't wanna feel this love no more. I swear I do not know where to go no more. I got on my knees and told God that I can't go no more. I can't think of a time that I felt this alone before. I've been stuck up on my mental, feel like this the only